The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 402, being recorded on September the 5th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Walkslot. Today I'm joined by my friend, Gunny Chief.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Coming to you from California. 104 degrees here today. I'm sweltering in the heat. You'll probably hear my air conditioner in the back, so I apologize in advance.
It's bad. It's bad over there. You guys are fucked.
What about you?
And from Little Ohio, Evan is back.
Oh yeah, what's up?
What's up, Evan? AKA the
going
Mayo.
Where's the Mayo? Why are you in his room again?
I had to get my revenge on Mayo for taking care of me last week.
Man, I saw your mom over there cooking you meals.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready. Where's your boot? Do you have your boot with you?
No, just a cast.
Good. Mayo deserves it.
Well, we hope you feel better soon, Evan. And Mayo cannot make it tonight, of course. That's why Evan is here.
Uh-huh. Suspiciously.
Yeah, somehow he's here. But you can follow us on Twitter at _horrible gamers. Leave us a review on iTunes. Also on Spotify. You can find us there and leave us a review on there as well. 5 stars are appreciated. Believe whatever you want. Also, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community is a closed group on Facebook. You go to facebook.com, search for Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. You can find us. It's a secret group. Well, not really a secret group, but like a private group. And so that means anything you post on there stays in there. It doesn't show up on your feed or whatever. But yeah, go find us. And there's a page as well on Facebook you can like. And you can also... But I gotta go log into the Patreon list now.
This is a 3-star podcast at best.
or we got the list ready. We're on top of things.
Damn, Evan. Damn, that's a little fucked up.
No silence. Silence in this podcast.
Anyways, keep going, Gunny. Fuck, I gotta find this. Keep going.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know, a little heat wave, lots of gaming going on this weekend, and tons of work. I'm sore as hell, though, man. Evan? You're so glad you're not in California this week, man. It's like hell.
I've heard from my associates over there.
Yeah, it's rolling blackouts. Aren't those fun? Right? Turn your power off for 45 minutes, and then go to the next neighborhood, turn theirs off. You don't need that.
That should be illegal.
You would think, right? But I think I'm okay where I'm at right now, where I'm in my apartment and I'm close to like a police department. So it's almost like they never, the only glitch I had, was just what I was telling you about, just having these little portable ACs on. And I think I flicked the light on or something, use an electronic device, and it cut half the power off. I had to go hit the breaker.
The police are protecting you and your electricity in your neighborhood?
Yeah. As anybody out there may have already heard from, we had those really bad fires. Remember those in 2017, 2018?
Every year, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's up in Weed right now. So they've been further north, but even when we had those power outages, but they've always kept it on here. I think it's kind of like a refugee city as well. Where people will flock here when there's fires elsewhere. But
that's very nice of you and your community there, Gunny. Taking
it is. It's almost a surreal experience because they come and they take all our fuel. They go to all our restaurants, and I'm like, man, if I need to get fuel, I need to get it early, because it's crazy out here. It's like a small town. So.
Anyways, I finally found the Patreon list, man.
Hey, there we go.
I'm back.
Hey, it's really hard to find that list of the people that pay you money, huh?
It's really hard, Yeah, it's a hard list to find. It's a secret list. Anyways, big shout out to Leahy, Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Sean Petrarek, Chad, Helium, Pork Chop Poo, the best HGP host ever, Evan, and all fucking caps locks. Big Mommy Milkers, Big D Tanaka. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jonathan Titan, Big D Hall. And the first
The
HGP
artist.
Patreon, Bill Steven, the biggest, D Gardner the second, the Elden Lord. Wow.
I'm trying to be there. I'm going to be the Elden Lord too.
Anyways, let's talking about video games that we've been playing this week. Big shout out to the intro music and outro music by Phantom Inc. You find them on Spotify and everything else. Anyways, let's get into video games we've been playing. Gunny, I played a couple games this week. So last time we spoke, I remember Ryan and Mayo kept telling me to play Cult of the Lamb. It sounded really good from what they were saying. So I went and I bought Cult of the Lamb, like right after. Remember I said I bought it on the show or something?
Yeah.
So I did. And then I downloaded it right after the show and I started playing the day after or something. And, dude, first day I played that game, I played it for like 4 hours straight. I was just on that motherfucker. Like, I need to keep upgrading. I need to keep building. I need to keep, like, gaining more followers, more prayers or whatever, more of these guys worshiping or whatever. And then I ended up beating the first dungeon the first night. It wasn't that difficult. I didn't find it very difficult, Gunny. I
found it very difficult, but go on.
I was actually like, this is kind of really easy. Like, the combat is not hard at all. I don't feel like I struggle with it at all. Once you learn the patterns of the enemies and what each, like, type of enemy, like, the type of things they do, you kind of, like, can predict most of the things that'll happen, you know, during the dungeons or the little rooms or whatever that you're in. Yeah. Have you played this game, Evan, at all?
So Mayo bought it on his Switch, and he's got the Switch in the living room. So I was playing. I think he had just bought it because he was going on his little weekend vacation trip, and so he bought it to play because he was going down to where there's like no internet and stuff, like really out there down in the country down there. So
That's there, huh?
Yeah. So they don't even know what electricity is down there, but
they call it down yonder.
He was down there in Tennessee. He was sending me pictures of the farm where they grow their own food and milk their own cows.
Yeah. So he bought it, and then before he went on his trip, I was playing it I didn't play it for too long, maybe like an hour or two, and I only had just started. I just made a new profile, and I started playing it, and I kind of got a feel for the game, and then, I put it down or whatever. But I haven't gotten too far into it, but I'm familiar with the beginning part of it. Like, I only got like a couple followers and went out a couple times in there, but it looks pretty cool. I've been meaning to hop back on the Switch and play it. I was thinking about even just picking it up on my Switch, just, because it seemed like a pretty decent game, and it's only, like $25. So
yeah, man, I had a blast with it. Like I said, first night I played it for hours, and I was upgrading my village, Gunny. I got up to like 9 followers, I think, at the time. I was really just grinding through it, like getting the followers, doing all those missions or whatever. But now I'm pretty far into the game. I'm in the 3rd dungeon already. I beat it like 3 times now. I got to beat it one more time and then fight the boss or whatever. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. But I've actually unlocked I think it's all of the map at this point. Because Gunny, once you play the game for a little bit, you unlock the ability to go meet the guy in the little farmhouse in the north or whatever. And you meet him up there, and he's the guy that gambles. He plays that dice game with you.
Yeah, I played that game a few times.
Yeah, so
I
once
forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I forget the name of the game too, but it's
like
kind
a dice game.
Yeah, it's like a dice game. But whatchamacallit, once you unlock him, there's another guy you unlock. He's like the fisherman, and he's down at the lighthouse of the map or whatever. And then there's another guy you unlock later on, and he's like a psychedelic drug guy or whatever, like a cult guy.
Drug dealer.
It's Jonathan Hall.
It's Jonathan Hall in the game. Oh man, so, and once you unlock him or whatever, he'll teach you like the ability. There's like a ritual you can perform once you unlock it. It's called the like the brainwashing ritual. So you pretty much drug all your followers or whatever, and they will listen to whatever you tell them to do for up to 2 days or something like that. They'll listen to every command that you give them or whatever. So that's like the main ability he gives you or whatever, which I don't really like, but it's whatever. Anyways, Gunny,
I can see that being useful. I can see that being useful for like, when your followers are standing around, you could just walk up to them and go, "Get back to work,"
Yeah.
And they usually grumble, but they go do it anyway.
Yeah.
So how far into the game are you? Are you like past halfway now, or how many dungeons are there?
Yeah, so there's 4 bosses you have to beat, which is like the 4 main dungeons or whatever. But each dungeon you have to beat it 4 times each, right? So
Okay.
once you beat it 4 times each, then you fight the last fight through it, and then you get to the boss and kill him or whatever, and then go to the next one.
Okay, so you're almost on the home stretch then, huh?
Yeah. Once you beat a dungeon, though, you can always go back into that dungeon, and the enemies just get a little bit harder. It'll tell you, like, the enemies are now a little bit harder or whatever, and there's more enemies on the screen at a time or something like that. But your weapons also do a little bit more damage, and you do more damage, and you got more abilities and shit,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a win-win.
What's your overall impression of the game?
I really like it, man. I recommend it.
Yeah.
I've been having a blast with it. Like I said, I like the building aspect of it, but it does get difficult later on in the game when you're trying to build these structures, but you need so many resources, and the resources kind of like run out, So you got to build like you got to build like a logging camp, and you got to build like a rock mine or whatever. But those eventually will run out themselves. So it's kind of like you can't use up all the wood you just got, because then you're gonna run out. Then you have to go into one of the dungeons to get more wood or whatever,
Yeah. So when you're in your camp, I remember like I got to the point where I was just like, just cleaning out the camp, kind of like chopping down the trees and breaking up the rocks and stuff. So all that, once you clear out your camp, then you have to build like little farming stations, pretty much.
Yeah. You build you build a farm. Actually, you can also build a mining, which gives you rock, and a wood cutting station or whatever, like gives you trees or whatever wood. But if you do say, like, there's been situations where I ran out of wood completely, and I fucked up. I used it all up to make another type of wood.
Right.
So I was using up all my wood, and then I was done. But then my little map area didn't have any trees to cut down. So what ended up happening there is I just went into one of the dungeons. I think it's called the Darkwood Dungeon, and I went in there just to get more wood. Later on in the game, once you play it for a little bit, Gunny, and you unlock this ability once you fight like a certain boss. You unlock this pretty cool ability to, like, anytime you're in a run inside the dungeon, you can extract yourself out.
Okay.
So you don't have to like lose resources when you die or whatever. You just get out or whatever with whatever you have already got.
And you can do that like from any point in the dungeon?
From any point. You could be at the beginning, or you could be near the middle, or you could be at the very end of the dungeon. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So that's kind of a cool little ability you unlock later on. And that kind of helps when you're running into those situations, Evan, where you ran out of everything and you're like, fuck, I'm screwed. I can't build nothing,
Right.
So, yeah. But, man, I really like that game. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the look of it. It's cutesy, but it's, like, demonic and shit, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's got a nice balance to it.
Yeah. It's a really cool game, man. I really like it, Gunny. I really like it.
I really liked it at first. I think you got to look at my game, Jesus, and let me know what I'm doing wrong, because I've gotten to that, like, the last boss of the first mission, dungeon run, whatever, the room, cave, but I've beat it like 5 times, and then how you've got your other rooms or whatever, doors, but they say that, like, oh, you have 3 out of 4, whatever that's called, like the teardrops or something. But it's
once the chains break or whatever, like, it unlocks the next dungeon. You gotta break the 4 chains or whatever.
Okay, I broke 1 chain. I don't know what I have to do to break the other 3 or something. But I guess, I don't know. There's something I'm not doing right, because I swear I've beat that boss like 5 times. And Matter of fact, I think I was asking you, Jesus, because you can get to the last boss like after, after that third time or fourth time. And let's say that boss beats you, right? And it'll put you back in that like where Satan is, right? Where it's all white. It'll say, hey, sacrifice one of your followers. Well, I did it, Jesus. I did sacrifice one. And so what it does is it just brings you back to the boss with whatever health you had left, like a half a heart.
Okay.
And I was like, no way, right? Oh, I ended up beating the boss. I was like, nice. So, but then it never unlocked. I don't know. It just never unlocked anything else. I don't know what I'm doing. Something I'm doing wrong, but
That's weird. Maybe you got to go through that dungeon again, because you got to go through each dungeon 4 times before you fight the final boss.
yeah, I don't know. I've made it all the way to the end, beat the mons, and it's kicked my ass several times, especially the one where maybe the one that jumps around a lot and then it releases those yellow balls.
Yeah.
And that one usually gets me. And then I just get frustrated. I'll go play something else. I'm like, this game's not for me. I never liked, I got frustrated with that Binding of Isaac game, My son really got into it, but I don't know. Maybe the game's just not for me. I haven't uninstalled it yet, but I'm already thinking about it. I'm playing on baby mode.
What are you playing it on? Switch or?
No, on the Xbox.
Oh, on your Xbox.
Yeah.
What are you playing on, Jesus? Switch?
A PC.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, on the PC, when you launch it, though, it'll tell you, like, for the first day that I played it on mouse and keyboard, and there was some activities that sucked. Yeah. But then I played it, when I launched it the next time, it said, like, hey, controller is really recommended for this game, like, just use the controller. Don't even try mouse and keyboard. Yeah. But mouse and keyboard does work, because that's what I used for the first complete day. Like, I didn't even know that controller was an option. I just was playing with mouse and keyboard. But yeah, man, I really recommend Cult of the Lamb. And the other game that I played this week was just Battlefield New Season is out, Evan. Season 2. And this season, they've kind of added a new map. It's kind of like one of the old maps with the boats. But this one's kind of like in a jungle-y setting. And it's one boat. And pretty much you're fighting, through the boat for the objectives or whatever. And it's an okay map. I think they created that map for the new character they released. Because there's a lot of tunnels and hallways in the boat that sometimes you have to run through, A lot of good choke points. And this new character they added to the game, he sets down like a shield turret thing. It's like a turret, but it's shield on it or whatever. And he can shoot like this minigun thing or whatever. It's like a Vulcan or whatever through it. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, I think that's why they created that map, really. And it kind of sucks it's only one map. But the game feels a lot better. I don't know, something about it where like this new update, it seems like they kind of tried a little bit, like, okay, maybe we should make this more into a Battlefield type of game. They have announced already, Evan, that by Season 3, the next Season Pass, they're going to reintroduce the class system into the game. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have the medic role, the engineer role, the sniper recon, and the assault class or whatever.
That always seemed like a staple for Battlefield games.
Yeah. Me too. I always agreed with that.
This one was kind of weird, right? Because they added like all these characters with abilities, but then you can use any weapon or any gadget. It was really bizarre. Like, you could run around with the medic, but have a rocket launcher, or a repair tool. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to reintroduce him back in Season 3. And I also can confirm if you bought the gold edition of the game, which I ended up doing back when I bought the game, you get like the first 4 battle passes included with that, like year 1 pass or whatever. So there's that. Because I remember, because I launched the game this time around, I was thinking, man, I was already thinking like, okay, am I going to have to buy some of these stupid battle points or whatever and unlock this pass or whatever? And when I got on it, it just said like, no, your pass is unlocked. You can just start playing and unlock these things. I'm like, oh, okay, like, kind of cool. But yeah. Also, a new vehicle was added into the game. It's like a Jeep. Evan and Gunny is like a Jeep. but it has like a fucking.
Hey, don't look at me. Gunny's the Jeep guy.
I'm the Jeep guy over here.
Right? But it has like a tank turret on top of
Yeah.
it, and it shoots like a tank turret. And you can also switch it to like a minigun, and then also that vehicle already comes equipped with smoke unlocked, like default, and it has a respawn beacon you can throw down anywhere on the map. It's like a big respawn beacon, but it can respawn anyone on your team. It'll stay as long as it stays alive or whatever.
Nice. I
So
like those.
that's a cool feature. Like a respawn beacon is kind of like a big help. You know, it's like a new spawn point you can make for your team in the middle of the map or whatever. It's really fucking helpful. But also with this new update, they added new guns to the game. They added new rifle. This new sidearm, which is like, you know, your pistols and stuff. But this thing is more like a submachine gun. Like it literally has like 100-round magazine, and it shoots like a machine gun, like a submachine gun. You know, like it's just automatic fire. It's a really cool little sidearm. Once I unlocked it and equipped it, I was like, I'm never going back to the pistols.
Sort of
like,
Far Cry style, right? You get that slot, you know, to unlock
so
either
cool.
a pistol or submachine gun. I like that.
And yeah, like new character guy or whatever, he's in the game. But also now there's two new guns that you can unlock from the Battlefield 3 mode in the game, which you can use in Battlefield 2042. You can unlock the M16 and the M60, so a assault rifle and a machine gun or whatever. You can unlock those for to use in Battlefield 2042. But they're from Battlefield 3 or whatever. And the cool thing about those guns is once you unlock like the M16, it comes with all the attachments unlocked for it already.
Nice. There's no shortcut pass money to buy. That's sweet.
No, or like there's no XP and you like they just know like, hey, you've probably seen this gun in another Battlefield. Here, use it in this Battlefield.
Sweet.
But yeah, man, that's really all I've been playing this week, dude. It's just Battlefield, a lot of Battlefield, Cult of the Lamb, a little bit of Apex, but that's really it. What about you, Gunny?
Yeah. So, note about Cult of the Lamb. I will say, like, I think I haven't uninstalled the game and just pissed me off. I mean, it's not a Game Pass game. I actually purchased this. I hope Ryan's enjoying it. It seems like it's right up his alley. But I really like the managing of your cult followers. That part's really fun because, you know, I'm all into the sim management kind of games, right? So
Yeah.
and it's fun, right? Naming all your characters, right? You know, you got Evan and Leahy and Dead Kamikazes. I think I was sending him a picture. Look, you're a follower and you're eating poop. Yeah. It's funny because you can tell them to go eat poop, but then they get the runs. But I think one of the good things about the fact that I just keep going through that dungeon is I'm getting enough. What is it called? It's basically like your currency, right? It's
Gold.
What is it called?
The gold, right?
No, not the gold. I mean, you get that too, but it's those teardrop things, right? When they pray at the altar.
Oh, your faith.
Yeah. So that thing is growing, right? So I'm already up to. I've already got shelter unlocked. I've got what else do I have? I have the outhouse, so they're not pooping all over the
I unlocked that
freaking
too.
valley. You know, because you got to get out there.
But
and clean it.
you got to empty the outhouse though, like every so often.
Oh, okay. I did notice that. I saw that there was the fertilizer or whatever they call it.
Yeah, once like I think they could poop it in like 4 or 5 times. Once they do that, they'll start pooping on the ground and shit.
All right, so probably best to, depending on how many followers you are, to have a couple of those.
Yeah, I built 2 of them because I have like 19 followers or whatever, so it gets really bad. That's a lot. Yeah, it gets really bad. Like if you don't clean it up, dude, or if you like just leave it for like a couple days. But you can unlock a janitor station as well. Did you know that?
No, I saw that there was a big list on there. Like, I mean, as far as like the shit you could unlock, I didn't even look all the way up to the top.
The janitor station, they pretty much go up there and start cleaning the poop themselves. You can also unlock a fertilizer station, and that'll help like your farm. And you can unlock a farmer station, which they'll automatically farm your seeds for you. The thing about that though, Gunny, is they won't harvest them for you. Which I don't know if that's another unlock, maybe.
I've noticed that because I've got all that unlocked. What you said, I don't have I might have the fertilizer station, but if I go, let's say I pick up the berries, right?
Yeah.
There will be a guy that'll come along because I have that barn style house that he'll go ahead and pick up the seeds and then he'll plant it and water it, and it's kind of nice.
It's kind of cool because you can automate some of that stuff. But like I said, once those bushes grow or whatever, like you have to go harvest that stuff. They won't do it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then you have to cook it, stuff like that. I noticed.
I wish you could hire like a cook. That would be make the starving thing so much easier, man.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a question, Jesus. The so I have the what is it called? It's basically it's like that pentagram thing that I have unlocked where you can have like a almost like a bat flying follower, right? So I went ahead and did that, and then I chose one of the community members. I'm like, all right, you're gonna be that follower or whatever that follow around, shoots little projectiles or whatever. But I don't think he died. So I'm pretty sure when I came back and then I ran back over there again and it'll say, hey, you have no followers chosen for this slot or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, did you just get it one time? Is there a cooldown feature? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a one-time thing. I don't know if the follower, if it like he dies when you select him. Like, like if they pull him out of your group or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I've taken a follower with me before and I don't think they died. I think they just came back to, like, even if they died in the game, they just came back to the world or whatever. And
maybe that's what it is.
Village.
And I'm thinking maybe once I unlock more dungeons, I'll get to use them again because I can't even choose somebody to be that follower. It's odd, but yeah, there's got to be more to it. I'm really enjoying that. Collecting resources. I love collecting resources games. So. Yeah. And I hear you, right? Like, I'm going to choose that path that in the dungeon where I'm like, oh, it's wood. Okay. Yeah, I probably need wood over a question mark, right? So that's the route I'm going to go down.
Sometimes, though, with those question marks, you can unlock some pretty cool perks. Like on one of them, one of the dungeon runs I made, like it was like a huge heart or like a half a heart. And I was like, I'm going to pick the big heart. And they like filled up my entire health meter and shit. Like it was pretty cool, man.
Those are cool. And I noticed that, once you're in the dungeon where they kind of make it feel procedurally generated, but you already know at this point is that it's going to be where you pick a card, right? From the, what do you call it? The astrologist or whatever. And so that's cool when I do get those cards where it's like, hey, either half a health or damage poison enemies, right? I always go with the half a heart to give me that extra boost. So the other thing I discovered, right? I'm sure everybody knew about this, but I didn't know if you go to the left of that person who gives out the cards that you can make an offering. So I was like, oh, cool. So then you get an additional card. And some of those are like those cool epic cards or whatever that they'll give an additional one out. So it might mean a bigger heart, like you say, or, something else in the game, right? That helps you get through it. So
like those
cool little things like that.
The tarot
cards, right? Yeah. So yeah, those are fun. And I think that's what keeps me going. I don't know. I didn't play it at all this week. I'm like, I'm just setting you down. I might just redo it and start over. And kind of go through it from there. I think that's the best thing to do right now for me.
Do you have any so I'm gonna get into it too. Do you have any tips for like when I start it, or it's pretty much you just got to go through it and
you just got to go through it. I think there's no real tips. I mean, because the tutorial I'm pretty sure does the same thing for everyone. So it starts you off by like it'll teach you to build a bed and build like the cooking station, and then from there it'll tell you like you need resources and.
Okay.
Pretty much once you're past that, it's just going to the dungeon, getting stuff to be able to unlock more stuff, getting a certain amount of followers and whatnot.
Yeah. So pretty much just hold your hand, walks you through it. Then okay.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe the only thing I could say is maybe when you do like any kind of research through Reddit or YouTube or whatever, which I haven't gone through, but maybe I need to. But it maybe just like say, unlock maybe shelter before you unlock a fertilizer station or something, this is best, But yeah,
whatever makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, you just go through it. So.
Gotcha.
Yep. 'Cause the combat is all the same. I mean, like, there's
Yeah.
no like real combat tactics you need to know because it's the
Mm,
same attack button all the time.
right.
And it's just that the weapon variations kind of change a little bit. Like some weapons will do poison damage, some will do a bleed effect, some will do
Mm,
like they'll like shoot out little ghost things or whatever. Like there's some that do little different things, but it's for the most part the same or whatever.
Yeah. So when you do first start out a dungeon in that dungeon, I think you have to choose what weapons they give you, right? The weapon and the special attack. So you choose those, and I want to say it's halfway through the dungeon, Jesus, where you get a choice, right? Where it'll say, okay, use
Sometimes,
these,
sometimes it'll
but
give
you
you a
don't have to.
choice.
You can stick with what you have. Like you don't have to choose them.
But it's one or the other. Like it'll say upgrade your like your sword or change your power, your ability power. And like once you pick one, the other one locks out or whatever. So you have to choose. You don't get both of the things to upgrade, Gunny.
No, it's not. I don't feel like it's an upgrade as it is more of a change, right? So
Yeah.
So you might start off, it'll say, hey, you get the knockback feature, right? Okay, so you have to choose that at first. But when you get halfway through, it'll say, okay, do you want to choose the, that black blob thing that the enemies touch, right? Which is the poison damage or, those spikes that shoot out 4 different directions. I think that's kind of cool. I like that you do get that choice partway through. So, um, yeah, so enough of Cult of the Lamb here, but yeah, I think I'm just going to restart it. But moving on to what else I played here over the last couple of weeks. This is fairly recent. That game, God's Will Fall, came out on Game Pass, and that's that isometric, cartoony hack and slash game that I guess I didn't even know what it was. I wasn't sure if it was something that came out last holiday or not, but yeah, it's pretty lame. So I will say that, like, it starts out and you're like with this group, right? It's like an isometric view of, like you and like 10 other enemies. It'll say, all right, go over here to this, there's a dungeon here. Oh, only one of you can go in the dungeon. And the person, whoever you choose, right? I don't know. They had different uh, abilities or whatever, or different stats. I don't even know. I just chose one. And he's like waving to his buddies, goodbye, I'm going down the dungeon. I'm like, all right, okay, here we go. And then it's just like, I don't know. It was just boring. Just like press X to hit enemy, Okay, roll, hit an enemy. But, if you fall off a little ledge, you die. And then you got to choose another follower. I was like, fuck. So chose another enemy, got back in there. Yeah. And then whatever, I barely made it through. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm done with this game. Uninstall. So just boring. I don't recommend it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody else is having fun with God's Will Fall, but for me, I didn't like it. So that was that for, yeah. Another one, Midnight Fight Express. Did anybody ever play this game? Another one on Game
No.
Pass? I think it's just on Game Pass PC. I could be wrong, but that's where I played it. So yeah, with controller, of course. So it's a dude brawler, a dude bro brawler. I only played about 30 minutes of it. So before I left for on holiday, but I think you would like it, Jesus. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. It's almost like a corridor, beat 'em up, really, at an isometric view. So, at some point, I think I even picked up a gun because a lot of it was just, punching dudes in the face, holding down the X button, right, for the stronger attack, counter punches, and just lots of like, screaming and hoorahs and going from corridor to corridor. But it wasn't that top-down view. It's not like Hotline Miami or anything like that. So I think you'll come into a room and there might be a little, not so much a cutscene, but it's like, all right, there's four baddies over here. It's like it's like set in probably the 80s, something like Chicago or New York City. But I don't know. I'm going to give this another try. I've still got it installed on the PC and I'm going to keep going with it. See how far it'll take me. So it feels pretty satisfying, kicking a dude halfway across a room. So Good dude, bro, brawler. Hitman 3, Jesus, that's a game I keep going back to. It's I've been trying to just kind of going through a lot of the missions for Hitman 2 and 3. So I know I've mentioned this before where you can basically, you know, once you buy Hitman 3, I think it doesn't even matter, right? Even if you bought 1 or 2, it kind of lets you choose whatever mission you want from each game. So, and it'll tell you like, oh, there's spoiler alerts, which I don't think there is. Like, I don't think they're really tied together in any way. They're all different. So no need to worry about that one, man. Just get in there and, and plan out your attacks and everything. So I've just been trying to kill people in different ways and not so much trying to complete every challenge. There's a ton of them, right? Freaking from drown a dude in a toilet, or whatever on each map and, kill him with a chair or an apple or some shit, right? So I think that's, so I've just been going through all those and, and then doing the sniper missions. I think I've completed all 3 of them. I don't know about challenges to each one though. So I think I might go through a couple more of those, but I think there's only 3 in Hitman 3. So yeah, those are pretty fun, right? So, you're going to rescue hostages in a sniper mission. You can't just go shooting people whenever you want, right? It's all about timing and stuff like that. So, because you're not seeing a lot of sniping in, Hitman 1, 2, and 3, right? Not like the old school ones. So that's been fun. I will say that I think it's the second to the last mission in Hitman 3. Jesus, if you play this, it's where you go to the militia. It's in that like farmhouse, right? Like, and like the only thing about that one is like everyone is armed, right? It's not like in, a regular mission where, you've got regular civilians and
It's
waitresses.
like a militia house, yeah.
Yeah, holy shit, everyone's armed. And not only that, but I think there's 3 levels to, it's either 2 or 3 different levels to it. It's basically is it called the Russian elites? I think that's what they are, right? When you're near the house. So let's say you're like regular ass militia in the middle of the map, but hey, you can't go past a certain point, right? It'll even tell you, you're trespassing. But yeah, so you got to find a Russian elite freaking disguise, to even get into the house, which is pretty easy, I think. But man, navigating it and trying to find out, going through the different clues, it's fun. I've just been having a blast on that map in particular. So yeah, and I think you got to kill like 4 people in that map. So I've only killed like 2 before I was spotted or discovered. So I'm still having fun with that. So Hitman 3, man, it's still going. So a lot there. So I was going to purchase the DLC for that, but I realized I already purchased the DLC for Sniper Elite 2. I think it was like something
Sniper
Zero.
Elite 2?
No, I'm sorry. Hitman 2.
Oh,
So that's another game I've been playing. But yeah, I've just been into those games a lot lately. So I think it's called Dead Patient Zero or some shit. So I've been going through that. I think that's on Hitman 2. But again, you can play it within the Hitman 3 game. So yeah, playing the crap out of that. But yeah, I didn't even have that on my list, Evan. But yeah, Sniper Elite.
5?
I think 5 is kind of, I don't know, man. I kind of got it on the back burner right now. It's not something I'm really enjoying, even though it is, the latest Sniper Elite game, and it is on Game Pass, so it's not like I purchased it.
Right.
I don't know. It's okay. I'll say that.
Man, I really like the Sniper Elite games. Like Sniper Elite 3 and 4 were like pretty solid games.
Yeah.
And I probably would have, like if I had my PC here, I mean, I guess I could buy it on Steam and then log in on Mayo's computer here and play it. But, I I haven't been needing to play a game, so I haven't got it yet. And I saw it was on Game Pass too. I guess I could play it on the controller, but I like playing, especially for Sniper Elite, where it's so like sniper heavy to where it just feels better with a mouse and keyboard, in my opinion. But I could always play it on Game Pass too, because at least just to just to see it. But I haven't even looked at it yet, but I probably would have bought that like without even, without a second thought if I was at home. But you're not enjoying it?
I know. For some reason, I'm not enjoying Sniper Elite 5. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
You played all the other ones, right?
Yeah, I've completed. Matter of fact, I kind of went back to Sniper Elite V2, which it's an Xbox 360 compatible game. So I'm almost completed with that. So it's not a very long game. So
are you replaying it?
I'm replaying it.
Oh, okay.
I'm already like into mission 3. I don't know. I think there's only like 6 or 7 missions into that. So, but I've always been to that Dead Army trilogies and Sniper Elites. Like you said, 3 and 4 are really good. And I think they all have those, are they called adversarial missions? Basically where it's basically, I think it's 2v2, isn't it? Or you can even do a 1v1. Like Jesus played that in Sniper Elite 5. But they've always been out there, right? And there's cooperative, and so those have always been a staple or, a feature in all those games. But so I don't know. Eventually I'll go back to it again. I'll probably, I will finish that like I finished all the other games. So, again, I'm back. I was just playing Elden Ring before joining the show again. I fired that up, I think yesterday. It's like, all right, I'll just go back to this game since Cult of the Lamb was,
giving
was kicking my butt. So, I'm just going back in.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like Elden Ring is going to give you any much of an easier time than Cult of the Lamb.
Exactly. God, it's going to be so much easier to go play Elden Ring.
Man, guys, but I'm at like, I don't know what level I am. I'm so high up there, and I've got like the armor's really, I know, right? It sounds crazy, but I just know what the fuck I'm doing in this game with, again, I'm using that blood sword that Dead Kamikazes gave me. And I've got that leveled all the way up with the what are they called? Not runes, but the dragon it's a dragon sword now at this point. So, I mean, one hitting enemies and stuff like that. And I'm enjoying the hell out of that. I could just go in and just start blasting people. There were a few things where, I'll say like, okay, there's like a badass enemy that like, I can't even figure out how to get to it. I have to go to YouTube, oh, you have to go around and go up and over this pillar. But I don't need it to, to really like beat the boss. Like I already know what potions I'm going to use. I've already got my, I summons my ghost followers or whatever. I don't even know which one I have installed, but I've got it leveled up really high. So it'll go in and just start distracting the enemy while I just go in and start chopping its legs off. So
it sounds
so much fun.
It really
is.
does.
It's a blast. So, and I love the exploration in this game. I love it. I think it's great where it'd be like, all right, well, how do I get to this point? Or I can see where there's some things where there's no grace, right? Right? There's no save point, but I know there should be one in this area. So how do I get to it? How do I unlock it basically? So those are always fun. Just going in and finding those, and it gets you closer to, let's say you get to a boss, right? Whatever, you get your ass kicked, come back, you're not that far away. So try a different point of attack. So maybe a different weapon, better armor, who knows? So shit like that. It's always fun. So I've been trying to do some storylines, and I don't know, it's weird in this game. It's not like it tells you where to go. It kind of does, but YouTube does help in some ways. I've only made it so far, and I'm like, I don't know what to do at this point, where, I don't have that area unlocked, or this person is not available, to talk to. And then I just say, fuck it and forget it. And then I just go and explore. And find more enemies. And but yeah, I think I'm at that point where I don't know where to go next. Honestly, I've said it before where I don't know what it takes to complete this game. So yeah, I don't know if I ever will. I'm just having fun, just going in and finding bosses, and maybe they're not like mainline bosses. They might be optional or something. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe eventually I'll get to that point where it's like, fuck yeah, I know exactly where to go and how to beat the game. So I'm pretty confident I can beat the game right now at the level I'm at. So just lots of jumping around, using potions, and yeah.
Plot twist: there is no end.
Probably not. I know there's a new game plus mode, but probably makes it harder.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, another game I've been playing on Steam. So it's called Nova Drift. So this is like asteroids. So basically that's what it is, right? It's just a modern take on asteroids itself. But I'm only I think I'm only an hour into the game so far. And I'm not sure if it's something that's for me or not. So I don't know. I've never been really good at like asteroids itself, but one of the things it does do is, once you start out, it's, and I'm just using a controller, so probably might be better on keyboard and mouse. But you get so far and it'll say, okay, you can go in and do an upgrade, whether it's on shields or a different kind of, guns that you're using, or, faster speed or something like that. So, and I think they just keep unlocking. They just keep going. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm like, damn, man, do I need to keep going on this or not? So I don't know. Hard to say. So
Did you buy it?
I did buy it, but don't you get to play it for like 3 or 4 hours or something like that?
Oh, you're contemplating returning it.
Yeah. So this is
trying to get your money back.
I know. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to play too much of it. Is this something for me? It was only $10 or whatever, but money's kind of tight these days. So it's like I might want to buy something better.
It's like
different.
It's 2 weeks or a certain amount of hours, like 10 hours or something.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh shit!
I think so.
I've already passed the 3 week. So never mind. I guess it's mine now.
You better go check the couch cushions then.
But no, I was watching Nipron. He was streaming this game. I think he was streaming it for me on Discord, or he might have been on Twitch. But he was really good. Like he was.
So it's his fault you bought it.
Yeah, I was like, damn, Nipron, I gotta buy this game. It's in my wish list. So I waited for it to go on sale. So, but yeah, every time like I'll fire up the PC, I'm looking at it, I'm like, do I want to play that? It's in my library. It's in my top 10. So. But yeah, I think I'll keep going on it. So since it's been like 3 weeks already. So yeah, if you like asteroids, you're gonna like this game. So but yeah, Mass Effect. Remember, I don't know if I was saying on a couple weeks ago on the show that the what is it called, the
trilogy?
The special edition or whatever, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 that we bought.
Yeah,
so,
the Legendary Edition?
Yeah, the Legendary Edition. So I was having a hell of a time. Remember I told you with Mass Effect 1, and then it didn't want to install Mass Effect 2 or something. It just kept going to like 1%. But that might have been my Xbox Series S on the fritz or something. But either way, it worked. I got through it. Started up Mass Effect 2. So I'm already a couple hours into that game. So yeah, I already talked to the Elusive Man, and yeah, ready to go on my next mission. So good stuff. Let's see. Anything else?
I keep seeing that go on sale on Steam, like weekend sales for that Mass Effect trilogy or the Legendary Edition.
Yeah,
for like $20 or something, $25 or something like that.
It's a good deal, right? I mean, it's hours and hours of content. So
yeah, I've been thinking about getting it to play it, but it's a lot of hours right there.
Yeah, it's like I'm already looking forward to, talking to everybody on the ship, and just I want to get to, because I don't remember that point in Mass Effect 2 at the very end, where you choose your followers and who lives and who dies. And, it just like, it all leads up to this like big climax, right? And yeah, fuck yeah. And then it was just like, I remember, the ending of Mass Effect 2, and it was just like, oh my God, we already know they're making a 3, and everybody was just so excited about it that I think it's like one of the Prima guides that I have, Mass Effect 2 and 3. I think it's like 2 different Prima guides that I actually own. So, or I might have just bought Mass Effect 2's Prima guide. But anyway, not that I ever read those, right? Just go in and play the game. More of a collector's edition than anything. So, but I already had the shirts. I had the hat. I don't know where they went. So I was a big Mass Effect 2 fan. But yeah, that other game that gave the Game Pass on PC, Death Stranding. So another one I just kind of fired up and, kind of did the first hour of. How to get the feel for it. So, but yeah, that's as far as I played on Death Stranding at the beginning. So probably towards the end of the weekend, right, where I had to go to work, it's like, all right, I want to play a little bit of, Mass Effect and Death Stranding. So, and my last game here was still my kind of like my Game Pass game, right? That gives me the rewards. But then I do end up sometimes just playing it for a couple hours, and that's State of Decay 2. So got my large community going, and yeah, I feel like I'm getting better at that game. I know it's like, it's been some years since that game's been out, but it's like driving faster, getting the missions done quicker. Yeah. So getting good guns since I am playing on baby mode on that game. So I don't think I've died once, right? It's kind of like, this is fun to me, not dying. So, I do like that. Anyway, but that's all I've been playing. What about you, Evan?
I played Ratchet and Clank on the PS5, Rift Apart. It was
that game is cool.
Yeah, so my buddy let me borrow it, and it was I was surprised at how short the game was, but it was a really, really good game, and it ran really well on the PS5. It was pretty cool. Like you've mentioned it before, Jesus, like the cutscenes just flow right into the gameplay. Like it goes back and forth super smooth. And I mean, it's been the last Ratchet and Clank game I played was back on the PS2. So it was pretty cool, like playing this again, because a little bit of nostalgia. And my favorite part about the game is like all the different weapons you can get. Like at first I was, unlocking the weapons and I didn't even bother using them, but you start running out of ammo of all your guns and then you have to use them. So you start leveling up those guns and you're able to, get different perks and stuff for it. But I liked all the guns. Like it was pretty cool. I think my favorite one was the little mushroom guy that you can shoot out. So you shoot out this little mushroom guy, and then he starts shooting all the enemies. And then, so I would shoot out, you get like 5 of those mushrooms. You shoot out 5 of those guys, and they're just all, shooting all the enemies around you. And then the Glove of Doom, where you have your little mini clanks that are running around. So like you use the Glove of Doom, and there's like 5 of those little robots that start, following you around and attacking enemies and stuff. So I would just shoot out, all the mushroom guys and then the Glove of Doom, and I would just have them do all my dirty work, and I'd like go around, collect bolts and nuts and stuff. But yeah, I was able to finish that game over the weekend. So that was a solid little game there. I forget the exact hours. I think it pretty much took me like, I did game like all day, so it was like full day's worth, but it was probably like 3 days I think it took me. But yeah, so it was nice and short and sweet, and it ran really well. So I like that. I had fun with it. And Yeah, so Ratchet and Clank was good, and then I'm still trying to chip away at Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That game's so fucking big, and it's taken me a long time. I had to I took a break and played Ratchet and Clank just because like I was playing Valhalla, and I was just getting not bored, but it felt like a chore. I was like, I'm just trying to do it like one mission at a time, and it wasn't it wasn't fun for any. It wasn't fun. So I was like, fuck it, I'm
It's a
gonna play
big,
her. I'm gonna play
yeah.
Ratchet and Clank.
It's like they're all getting bigger and bigger. I felt like
I know it's
Odyssey was like big
yeah.
enough to where I don't know. That one just felt. That was my game of the year. What was it? 2020, whatever it was. But
Odyssey.
yeah, and it was like I don't know. Was this easier for me to navigate through? Where
Yeah.
I feel like Valhalla's like I don't know. It just seems daunting or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, the thing that kind of so it was cool at first. Like it was like, oh, you're where you go to Asgard and it's like a whole separate map. But it's just so big. Like it's almost too big. The game is almost too big. Like there's just so much stuff to do in there. Like there's all the the river raids that you can do, and then there's all these all these territories that you're trying to like establish a alliance with, and like all these, every time you go somewhere new, it's like you got to help out the people there to like win them over. And it's like they always put you on some dumb quest or whatever, and then you go back to your settlement, and then there's all the upgrades that you can do to the buildings there, and then you need to have enough resources to do that, and then on top of like drinking that like that weird potion that sends you into Asgard, and then I just got to the point in the game where some other dude has a weird potion that like you go into like your dreams or something. I was like, there's just so much to this game. I was like, I needed a break. I was like, damn.
Where
Yeah, I
else
haven't
can you
even-
go into? You got
I haven't even
Asgard,
gotten to that
Dream.
point yet where I go to Asgard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you're,
I
you're not
mean-
even close, dude. You're not even like
Man,
Evan's
maybe
over
another
here-
100 hours.
Yeah, Evan's over
Yeah,
here
I've-
70 hours into the game and shit. He's barely, and you're not even there, Gunny.
So,
Yeah,
Evan, I got a question for you on that because
yeah.
you know how you upgrade your settlement, which I've got that part down, but I think you need to do river raids or something, right?
Yeah.
So-
there's just a lot of stuff you kind of have to balance, like, because if you can only do, you can only do certain areas based on your power level.
Yeah, so I can't find any based on my power level that I can do, that I can actually win over. There was a few where
You might
when
just
they-
need to get good.
I think so, right? There's no baby mode in this game. You
Yeah.
gotta do it. So there's that. When they updated the game recently, within the last few months, where what are they called? They're called something raids, right? But they're not like the.
I think
they're
it's
basically
river
raids.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but they upgraded it, right, to where it's almost like
Is it at your level?
yeah. But it even tells you.
Yeah.
It will tell you like, hey, you're on a special raid or whatever. Do you want to keep going? Because that
yeah.
thing, right?
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So
It's kind of cool that they.
one. Okay, so that one you're pretty much just trying to get resources for your. You get resources and you get like better gear or whatever, and it's based on you kind of have to like wager against yourself because you can take I forget what they're called. They're pretty much just like the mercenaries that you can hire. Like you
Yeah.
can just bring them along.
They're down at the
And-
dock, right?
Yeah.
Like the normal
So you have like your team, and then if you have like rations that you can give out, so you can revive either yourself or like one of your downed like teammates there. But you only have like 3 rations, and then you kind of have to use them sparingly. Like you can't just you only have 3, so it's like you kind of have to like watch out like how your team's doing, how much health you have left, and then because it's like, all right, if you keep going on the river raid, like let's just say there's like 5 spots, you kind of have to like pick, 3. I think it's like at most 4. Like you'd have to be really good to hit all 5 of them, but because every raid you do, it alerts the little towns down the river of like that they can be more prepared by the time you get to them. So it's like it gets progressively harder. So if you go do like the first spot, it'll like raise the alert level a little bit, but then after the second one, it's like it raises the alert level to like where the other spots down the line are just ready. They're on their guard pretty much. So you could maybe do like, I think when I did it, it was like, I think 3, like I was pretty spent by like the third one. So that's when I had to throw in the towel and like, because you can keep going, but I think if you die, and I think you only get like a certain percentage of, you're pretty much making a wager. Like you can keep going and risk it, or you can like take what you have and go back.
I think that's what I did. I think I got to 3 and I already used my 3 rations.
Yeah.
And I called it quits right there.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, like, because it's all scaled to your level. So, because like there's spots on the map where you can raid and it's not hard at all. And then there's some spots on the map where it's really hard based on your, that's just like a predetermined power level that is for that spot. But the river raid or whatever it is, it's like that's, scaled to your level. So yeah, those are difficult too. I haven't done one of those since like the first one I did, because I was like, I was just trying to do the story missions and stuff. But yeah, Valhalla is a massive game. It's ridiculous. But I'm trying to break it up into little chunks now with how much I put into it. Like I tried to like power through it, and that's when I stopped having fun with it, and I was like, I don't want to do it any disservice by like trying to just rush through it, because I was, just because it was a long game. So, but yeah, I've been playing. I'm gonna play. Yeah, I'm gonna check out Cult of the Lamb, but it seems like it's a Switch game. I don't know if that's just because Mayo got it on the Switch and I was playing it on the Switch, but it seems like it's more of a Switch game to me. But
A Steam Deck game.
yeah, I've just been playing. I played the Let's Go Pikachu Pokemon game. So that's like the Pokemon Go version that they made, which was cool. You kind of, it's different because, on the Switch, you're using like the, it's motion sensitive. So you kind of have to like aim with the Switch, where you throw the Pokeball. And then once the Pokemon start jumping around, then it gets even harder. And it's like, I don't know. It was, I don't know how I felt about it. It was different. Not really my thing, but because you never battle like wild Pokemon like normal. You just, you just see them roaming around, and then you engage, and then you pretty much just have to throw Pokeballs until it catches it. And you have to like time when you throw the ball and stuff. And it was all right, I suppose. It was just different. I don't know if it's my thing though. But
It was just like a different take on Pokemon Go.
Yeah, well, they because like Pokemon Go on your phone, you have to like, aim the Pokeball and then flick it and stuff. So they made it into like an actual Pokemon game. It's just like the first gen Pokemon, but they remade it. So you're going through the whole first gen game, and then you're using your Switch to like aim where you're throwing the Pokeball. So it's not the most ideal if you're just trying to like sit down and play or whatever, because you kind of have to like spin around sometimes. So it's kind of like annoying at times. But yeah, beat that. So I'm not gonna go back to that, but that's
Do you recommend Pokemon Unite? Because I have it downloaded on my phone, but I have not played it.
I think I looked at it, maybe played it once, but it's not. I don't know. I'm not really. I wouldn't say I recommend it. It wasn't really for me. So
Yeah, the recent article I read a couple weeks ago was just saying how the game is in parts are broken on the mobile platform. I mean, I guess that's where the game is.
yeah, I'm not super familiar with it, or like I don't know how popular it is, but because there's like a handful of like Pokemon games that you can play on your phone and stuff. But I was playing. I have an emulator app on my phone, like a Nintendo DS emulator app, and I was playing one of the older Pokemon games that I didn't play. And like when you're trying to use an emulator app for the Nintendo DS, you have like the top screen, and then you have the bottom screen, which is touch screen. And then if you're playing it like when I have it on my phone, you're able to use like the touch screen as you would, but you also have like your virtual buttons. So if you're trying to use like the virtual buttons, and then there's stuff you need to do on like the touch screen part, it kind of like gets confusing and like overlaps right there. So I was looking at some of the settings, and it was, it said like controller settings or whatever. So I was like looking up like external or like physical controllers to use with the emulator app on my phone. And I saw like, Razer made one, and there's like some other brands that do like a controller that you can just like plug your phone in, and they have like, it almost looks like Switch controllers on the side of your phone. It almost looks like a Switch when you have your phone and this little controller pad thing. But I was reading this one article, and they recommended to use a PlayStation controller. If you plug in your PlayStation controller to your phone, you can just use your like I had my PS5 controller, I plugged it into my phone, and I was able to use my emulator app like with the PlayStation controller. So it worked out.
So you have
pretty
like
good.
Yeah, so that's like that would probably only be a PlayStation controller, right? Because I'm thinking like Bluetooth, right? But if I remember, I don't know if the Xbox uses that. Is it the mini USB-C?
The micro USB.
Micro USB, right?
Yeah, so the PlayStation 5 has the USB Type C. So I was able to do like a C to C cord that I had, but I don't have a USB-C to micro USB. So I didn't try it with the I didn't have any adapters or anything to use like the Xbox controller, but I think it works the same, because I think that was like one of the options in one of the articles that I read. So I think it's an option. I just didn't have that adapter. But yeah, these other controllers that they make, it was like, it pretty much just makes your phone look like the Switch, because there's like this, keypad, or not keypad, like little gamepad thing. It's pretty much just like, it pretty much just looks like a Switch when you put your phone into it.
I forgot
like
that there's a couple. There's the popular company, which I can't think of the name of. It's not Razer, but there's another one out there.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool.
That is cool. I never would have thought of plugging in a PlayStation 4 or 5 controller to a phone. That's cool.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'd use it
Android.
like all the time, but yeah, I don't know how popular that option is, but anyways, yeah, that's all I've been playing. So
All right, enough geeky stuff.
It's news time. It's news time. Let's get some news real quick, gentlemen.
We're going to do the latest and the greatest.
The
Beep, beep, beep.
best news, the only news, the real news. Not that fake shit, alright, Evan? This is real news.
no, real news all the time.
This one's from a few weeks ago, Jesus, this article you're about to read, but I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd keep it in there. It's happening in China.
What happened in China? So they what was it, Pizza Hut over there?
I didn't know they had Pizza Hut. What the heck?
It says here, there's a Genshin Impact and Pizza Hut collaboration, apparently. And the game is so popular in China, right? Now, when Pizza Hut ran this collaboration event thing where, like, you had to go get, like, something from the store or whatever, like, it was so popular, the police had to fucking, like, shut down certain stores and shit because they had too many people. Because it was so...
in China?
Yeah, it was so popular, that Genshin Impact, yeah.
It says...
have either of you played that game?
No. Once. I think I played it once. I know that it ran pretty good on the PC when I played it, but then, like, it plays on your phone. It plays on everything. Like, literally, it's like Fortnite and shit.
Yeah, I saw that it was, on, like, every platform, so I was wondering how that... what type of game is it? I'm not even sure what type of game it is.
You go out, you fight things, and then you upgrade your characters and shit. It's weird.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All I know is it's, definitely third person, free to play. Isn't it free to play? I think it's free to play everywhere, every platform. Yeah. So I remember I watched, the most of it I ever watched was, Mayo's son was streaming that game about a year ago. Probably longer.
Hands Pockets?
Yes, him, that guy. But that's funny. I think that I'm just trying to imagine, like, when you imagine a Pizza Hut, right? I mean, Evan, Jesus, have you ever had those up in Oregon? But they're really small, right? There's no sit down. And just like, I think you could probably cram in 40 people.
If you really try.
Yeah. I know that, Jesus, this wasn't an article or anything, but I saw on Twitter, Mr. Beast, whatever, that guy's like Mr. Popular. What is he? Is he YouTube, right?
Yeah.
That guy's always giving away yachts and cars and shit to his followers, subscribers or something. But he had like, I want to say his restaurant. I forgot the name of it. It's something burger, because I remember my son asked me about it about a year ago. He's like, dude, we got to visit his restaurant, wherever it is. We have to be there. So, but I think it was this past weekend where he was like in this big ass ball and he had like 10,000 people lined up for free burgers. It was insane. Like, man, like they just like totally exceeded that ball's capacity everywhere. But crazy. But we don't shut them down here in America. We let them go.
Oh, that's right. This is America. Fuck yeah. Anything else? Where, Gunny?
No, that's all. Just on to some more great news here.
More news. Snapchat maker Snap suspends games business amid layoffs. So, Snapchat, the company who makes Snapchat.
I didn't know they made games.
Apparently it's called Snap Games, is their gaming business. And so they're going to lay off about 20% of people around the world or whatever. And that's 20% out of 6,400 employees. Apparently Snap Games was a thing announced back in mid-2019. It's independent of the company's partnerships with mainstream game publishers and whatever. Apparently they use that to create filters and shit on Snapchat. And anyways, I guess they're just losing money or something. So who knows? Whatever that was about, Gunny. Another news. Nintendo Okay, just got a big game leak. So almost a week before release, Splatoon 3, which is the next game on the Splatoon series or whatever. So it was supposed to be released September 9th, Evan. Apparently,
Yeah.
some people got their hands on it early because there's a leak of the game. So yeah, apparently somehow like people got it on, like people have gotten it and people have been playing it or whatever. So the fuck knows.
How would they do that? I think they're usually pretty close guarded, but
Yeah, I don't know.
it must have been like a disgruntled employee put that on YouTube.
Disgruntled is such a good word.
He's angry. Fuck that company.
Disgruntled.
Disgruntled.
Some poorly paid employee.
I know there's this guy at work. He was like, he had just bought the, I don't know if it's like the new Switch or I don't know. He just bought a Switch bundle with Splatoon 3. I think he was really excited for that. He ordered it from Best Buy. He left work early to go pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Iams really loved that first one. First Splatoon.
I never played it.
Yeah.
It's just like graffiti the game.
It almost reminds me of, what was that game when I first picked up my PlayStation 3? You know, where you just paint the rim? That game was cool, though.
Oh, what? That sounds so familiar.
Remember that? You just paint all the rooms. Like, I don't know if it was just one color or different colors, but it was very creative. I really enjoyed that. I'd play that one again.
Wow, what game was that?
I don't know why I thought of that. I was like, man, that was a good memory playing that. Because I think it was a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah. Dang,
It was like, it almost reminded me of, what was it, Mickey Mouse? Shit, I forgot the name of that game or whatever that was on all platforms, but, well, it was on Xbox and PlayStation, but painting games, that's what I need to get into.
dang. There's maybe there was one game called Graffiti Kingdom. I'm not sure if that was the game I'm thinking of.
No, that doesn't sound familiar. I'd probably recognize it, but
Okay, I played that one back on PlayStation 2, and I remember that one was really fun.
I picked it up on a recommendation, I think, from Jesus or Iams.
I'm not sure what game you're talking about, though, Gunny.
Yeah, it was before I was on the show. It was the old Horrible Gamers with a Z.
We don't talk about that here.
Yeah.
New and improved.
In other news, CD Projekt Red will reveal a brand new Cyberpunk 2077 and Edge Runner content on September 6th. That is tomorrow. So,
wait, what was that?
CD Projekt Red, the company who makes Cyberpunk.
Yes.
They're going to reveal what's next for Cyberpunk tomorrow, Evan, on a live stream.
Well, let me tell you something.
They're also going to be talking about Cyberpunk Edge Runners. This is a new series coming to Netflix based on Cyberpunk the game.
Okay.
Yes, that's coming out the 13th.
Yeah.
I have it on my calendar.
I haven't seen that yet. No
Says
doubt.
here-
I'm fucking excited.
It says here that a new Night City episode will be streamed at 8 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. That's 11 a.m. Eastern. And pretty much we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that
Combat Zone. Sports Dome.
that anime on Netflix looks really good.
Dude, you think about just how many stories they could tell in that universe.
Yeah.
So many.
The trailers are badass.
Yeah.
Or the little teaser trailers. I'm like, damn, it looks really good. I'm excited. It's on my calendar.
They do get a new NSFW trailer and a September release.
Yeah, NSFW trailer. I was like, oh man, you know this is going to be good.
Nice. Big article here, guys. Yeah. A lot of stuff coming. For you Cyberpunk fans.
I'm kind of excited. New series. Maybe they'll launch new DLC with it or whatever. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
because we never
Yeah, I
got.
think so.
We never
There's those
got,
two. That's the two areas that are inaccessible. I saw that video in Night City for the dome. So
Like I wanted like a new story, maybe expand a new story or something. I don't know, figure something out, right? They could do so much with that game.
yeah, they
Yeah.
could.
They could just add a DLC where you come back to life in a chip or something. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In other news, oh, so The Last of Us, Evan, you may know that game.
Oh God.
You picked it up, Evan? Bought it? Pre-ordered it?
No.
Ah,
Absolutely not. It's just a cash grab.
you think so? It's a remake, right?
No.
I don't know.
No. It's just The Last of Us Part 1, so original Last of Us, but it's on the PlayStation 5.
Oh, is it exclusive? Okay. No PlayStation 4. Yeah,
It's
I know 'cause
literally
I didn't see
it's
it on there.
literally just a cash grab. That's all it is. And then it's like, I don't know, bro. It's
All right.
kinda,
So what do you
Actually,
think,
the
Jesus?
the game does play here in 4K. They said, like,
I don't give a flying fuck if it
Native
plays
4K,
in
I mean,
12K.
they added new difficulty customizations. They added some new accessibility options, some new
Oh,
game modes.
God.
Evan,
So let me go over these, Jesus. Let me go over this and ask you a question.
Is Sony trying to be like the new Nintendo, where they're just gonna keep charging the same shit for their new games? Like they release the same game and just charge full price for it again?
I don't know, man.
Let me go over these, Jesus, before you answer that question, okay? So you got accessibility options. You got alternate controls, magnifications and visual aids, motion sickness, navigation and traversal, screen reader and audio cues, combat accessibility. I think they also, I was reading in here where they've got something about the permadeath mode, which is weird, right? Because I'll find that in a minute, but I do want to go down here to the difficulty customizations, right? Because, I'm hoping they have a baby mode for me. So it says here, in addition to the dozens of accessibility options, the game's difficulty can now be customized, much like the sequel across a variety of categories. This includes overall challenge difficulty, very light, that would be for me. Light moderate, I might try that one. Hard, survivor, and grounded. That's available after completing the game once. Grounded, so I'd probably get ground pounded in the first scene. Player resiliency, enemy resiliency, ally aggression. This sounds like PC fucking customization, doesn't it? Stealthy efficiency, or whatever that word is, and resource availability. Also, you've got display modes, 1440p, 60 frames, 4K, the list goes on. New PlayStation trophies. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure fans of this game are like, whatever, right? They don't care about Metacritic scores. They're just going to pick it up, pay the $70, right? Plus tax, and play through this, game that was groundbreaking at the time. So, I don't think I ever finished the first one.
I don't know. If you want to play a game a second time, you can play Last of Us Part 2. You could play that game twice in the same playthrough. You guys know my gripe with Last of Us Part 2. I'm still salty.
Yeah. So I think, I guess we're those players, right? We play through it once, whatever. Unless Mass Effect, right? That's the only difference, right? That's an exception. But
yeah, because that can be a completely different game.
In some ways, right? Like I think,
more. Or less.
In some ways, your choices make a difference. But
not completely.
Hey, there's choices in Last of Us Part 2 you can make, but it doesn't alter the ending. But
no, I don't know. I don't know.
In some ways, I look at it I look at it this way, right? This is the way I look at it. Well, the fact that it's on PS5 only and not the 4, I'm like, darn it.
Well,
gotta
I
keep
feel
the 4.
like
I got my 4 Pro. I can do my checkerboard at 4K. But
I don't know. Yeah.
But I look at it like this. In some ways, I think, okay, I already know that PlayStation is probably this game is going to be, hey, guess what, guys? It's coming to PC next year or something, right? And then eventually I'll be able to pick it up on a sale for $30, you know? I know I'm looking far into the future on that one, but it's like, all right, hopefully it goes on sale soon, the next year. But yeah, I don't know.
Not for me, partner. But
Not for me now.
Yeah.
Not at full price. So,
I was just
play Spider-Man.
I was browsing on the PlayStation Store the other day. They have so many games that are still full price. It kind of like, it was ridiculous. It was a lot of old games too. I don't understand why everything was like full priced on like old games. Like all of the all of the Call of Duties, all of the Assassin's Creed games. And there was just like I couldn't believe like what I was seeing. I don't know. It was weird.
It's funny because if you go on Xbox, right, which I know you have, but if you go on there, it's like they must have like a direct line to like Ubisoft, right? Because that's like a weekly thing. Ubisoft games are on sale again this week. They're all on sale, right? At some capacity, whether it's 10% off or 70% off. So they must be great partners, right? Even though they're not part of the Game Pass. There was an article I saw not long ago about, what is it called? The Uplay or whatever? Not Uplay, or what's their subscription service called?
What?
Yeah, Ubisoft's. Whatever. I only buy it like, it's like $5 a month, I think, on consoles. But either way, it's like, I don't know. And then they talked about bringing over the premium version, right? Which is only on PC on Uplay. I think that's $14.99 a month. But bringing that over to console. So it's like play the game as long as you want. I don't know. I just say take the regular $5 version, just combine it with Game Pass. So be nice. But we already have EA in there for free or included with subscription. So there's that.
Yeah.
What do we have? Any other news, Jesus? Think.
Nothing that I can find. Nothing worthy of news. No.
No, the only thing else I saw in there was, just some smut. Just some smut taking over Twitch TV. That was I was like, not newsworthy. So why don't we move on to the console corner, people? There's some new stuff in here. For us console players. There are lots of us out there, lots of listeners. Listen to that. And for the beginning of our PlayStation Plus. So what do we have here? For the month of September, we're already at the beginning. Kids are back in school. So grab that Need for Speed Heat. And that Heat is a good game. Get that one. That one's a lot of fun. And also you get Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. And I don't know if this is a third game, but it's saying here Tome. That's TOEM. So sounds like you're getting 3 games for your PlayStation Plus. But I do have an article here for the PlayStation Plus, but I think it's part of the, now I got to remember the name. It's PS Plus Extra, right? And PS Plus Premium tiers. So it does say here in the article where it talks about grabbing those 3 games, but it says September 20th is going to be a much bigger day for the PlayStation Plus than September 6th. On the 20th, Sony will be adding a whopping 17 more games to PlayStation Plus, available through those premium subscriptions. In total, PS Plus Extra subscribers can claim 11 games for their collection, while PS Plus Premium is getting 6 retro games added to its library. So, yeah, I mean, lots of games coming to their Game Pass style type service. The new game coming to the PS Plus Extra are what makes September 20th. So it's an exciting day for subscribers. So here we go. Here's another one. It's okay. These are just some games that are going out. Red Dead Redemption 2, getting the boot going, but that's a Rockstar thing. So it'll be back. Trust me, people. They've done it to the Xbox Game Pass. It might go out for a week or two, and then it comes right back in again. So we do have some extra games, PS Plus extra games for September. I just want to go over some of the highlights here, guys. You do get Assassin's Creed Origins. Death Loop is in there. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Let's see. What else? Scott Pilgrim's The World, the game? Oh, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the video game. Watch Dogs 2, that's a great one. So, yeah, good time to be a PlayStation Plus subscriber. Premium, which is something I'm still considering, right? Like, where I'm like, man, that's going to cut into, like, my available budget, right? Where I talked about, money being tight and already paying for Game Pass Ultimate. So it's like, fuck, but I do want to, there's so many other games in there I want to play. So maybe I'll just buy like the 3-month thing. But moving on over to Xbox games for gold. I only put one game in here because I didn't complete it. But the one game that's backwards compatible at the beginning of this month is called Thrillville. Ooh. It's a roller coaster, not a tycoon, but more of an amusement park game. I did play this today, by the way, for like 30 minutes. So I already built my first roller coaster, guys. So, yeah, when I fired this game up, it had that original Xbox theme logo thing pop up. So, yeah, it's that old. But, yeah, just check out your games for gold. I forgot what's on there. Monaco, some other bullshit that's on there. Yeah, nothing too super exciting. Xbox Game Pass. Okay, I didn't put anything in there, but you do have that Commandos 3 remastered. I believe that is on PC and Xbox, on the console itself. So I'll just look over my list here. You do have a really good one, which is called Immortal Phoenix Rising. So this is from the developer. I don't know if it's from Ubisoft, if they actually made it, but the guy that worked at Ubisoft made this game. So it is almost like you will get that Assassin's Creed feel for the game. So it's mythological adventure. There's lots of climbing up and hack and slash your way through enemies. So it's a game I recommend. So even for a purchase, I would say probably $30. So it's a good game. And you do get Grid Legends, which is kind of cool. So that's from part of the EA Play through Game Pass. And I think I want to say it's more or less like a Forza game is what it is, right? With just the racing, which I kind of like, right? But I did play Forza Horizon 5 this weekend as well. Just driving around, discovering roads. Let's see, what else? There's a game here, guys, that I've been hearing really good things about through some people, but not through our Discord. And that is a game called Tiny Kin. I did see Johnny Dolt playing that today, and I saw Game Informer giving it good praise, so I'm going to go ahead and install this right now. So, yeah, I'm going to check that out. So I did hear another podcast talking about that game. Yeah, moving over to Epic and free Epic Games. So just head on over, folks. It doesn't matter if you have a computer or not. Just head over to epic.com, claim those games under your account, and you will have a large library in no time by the time you do get a game on PC. Your first game is called Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So I already claimed it. I think I bought that on sale, probably a couple of years ago on the Epic Store. So, and of course, I've played it all the way through on Xbox. And your second game on the Epic Store is Submerged, Hidden Depths. I know, gameplay looks cool. Looks like you're on a boat, cartoony style type game. So, claim that one as well. And the only thing else I saw on the Epic Store was just some free perks for that game Knockout. I think that was from EA. Is that the dodgeball game? I get confused with all these games, but I think that's what it was. That game didn't live very long. So Knockout City or some shit. But yeah, that's all we have for free games and subscriptions, guys.
You know what really grinds my gears is when I think it's probably just PlayStation, but they do like their free game. It's like from the middle of the month. It's like, why can't they just have it be like the whole month and just make it easier? Like it's from like the 15th. What is it, like halfway through the month? Yeah.
Xbox does it too, though.
No, I think the difference, guys, is excuse me, congested here. Is Xbox does the 1st through the 15th, right? So you get the 2 free games, the 1st through the 15th, and then it's 2 other games, the 16th through the end of the month. Where I think PlayStation, theirs doesn't start until the 6th day of the month. It's either like the 4th day or the 6th day. I'm pretty sure about that because that's why sometimes I gotta like go search for it.
Why can't they just do the whole month?
But they do. I mean, I don't think I understand what you're saying. Like it's available from the 6th all the way through the end of the month.
I want it from the 1st of the month till the end of the month. And then if I don't claim it within that month, I'll make my peace with it. But
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you're saying after the second part of the month you can't claim it?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just I'm what I'm saying is it needs to be simple for me.
Yeah.
They need to tailor their services to my needs and wants. And I want it to be available from the 1st to the 30th or 31st or 28th, whatever.
And it's a little tricky now with excuse me, with Xbox where it's now like a pin, right? So if you don't have the gold pinned on your home screen, you would never know about games for gold. But again, it's almost like now they're such bland games.
That's why we have the console corner, Gunny.
Yeah, see that's why I put that in there because I have it pinned on there so I can look at that every week. Make sure I've cleaned them. So, and also, for the Xbox users, make sure I believe it's under that gold pin, which I would have pinned to your home screen, is you do get those games that they have a free play weekend. So it might start on a Thursday night and go all the way through Monday morning. So, and I think that's how I got Hell Let Loose, where I just played it for like a couple days. And then Monday morning, I was like, oh, the timer is going to run out, right? So that tells me that whatever discount, the 20% discount's not going to go. But what was kind of cool was, I guess, with those games where, yeah, the timer ran out, but the deal lasted like another all the way through the end of the week. I was like, nice. So it still let me get it at the price of $20 or something. So
Wait.
There's a game I need to go back to, that Hell Let Loose. That's a fun game. It's hard as hell, but that's a game I stand by where you could just play that game however the hell you want. So there's only one right way to play, but play it however you want. Just fucking run around, shoot teammates if you want, which I would never do. If I was younger, I would, but I just run right into the fight and scream like Sylvester Stallone in there, you know? Come get me! And I'm just firing my gun the whole time. So, yeah. Or play the objective, man. Get in there and, lay down the supplies and teammates will love you. But, yeah. Other than that, man, damn, just some mobile games. Just playing mobile games, guys. A couple of those. What did I play? Abandoned Ship?
What?
Abandoned Ship on the iOS. Just some fucking mobile games, guys. I'm just talking here. We're done with the show.
Look, there's only one mobile game that you need to play, and it's Bloons Tower Defense.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, right? I even bought that on Steam. Remember? Weird that game was like
no. It should be only a mobile game. You don't need to buy it on Steam.
No, that is totally a mobile game, right? I can
Yeah.
even see that being a Switch game.
That's where monkeypox came from, is Balloons Tower Defense.
You know, I'm using the steel tax to get through.
Yeah.
All
Balloons
right,
Tower Defense.
we're
If you play that
done.
game, you get a steel tax.
We're fucking done here. You can find me or Jesus Walks Law. Where can we find you, Gunny?
Find me playing Bloons TD Battle 6 on mobile, Xbox, and Steam under gamertag Gunny Chief. Over on the PlayStation, HGP_Gunny. What about you, Evan?
I'm on Xbox as A1 Thick Sauce 69,
Whoa.
and I'm on PlayStation as Shirt Pockets, and I'm on Steam as Reppin' Evan. And find my son Pants Pockets in the Discord channel. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
All right, bye everyone. We're out of here. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Bye.
You must destroy them. The Earth is counting on you.